I've been tossed overboard.
I'll have to bill you extra for my time.
Welcome to the show. You look incredible, like a dessert that owns a yacht.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. You know, sweet but slightly out of your tax bracket.
Mission accomplished. How does one even shop for a suit with
gold on my neck, gold on my hand, purple with the stripes, that's the walk of a man. Sidewalk shining, city lights humming, every step I take, they know a boss is.
Is that a poppy seed? You realize I'm your P.O., right? Straight to booking!
Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yeah!
Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your mayor.
Flexing screenshots, fake stats, big talk. Gucci on a credit card, living in the TikTok. VPN hero, keyboard De Niro. Whole team zeros, but you swear you some pharaoh. You so air in a jar, flip fast, get rich. DM full of victims, you just scroll and switch. You ain't built an empire. You fishing in the kiddie pool, playing with retirements, bragging like you really cool. Wow. Now you fumbled that bag. Heavy bass hit every time that you brag. Screens got receipts and the memo hit tag. That umbrella guy came swinging with the drag. You ran that scared, thought you never get tracked. Now your face looped up in the meme on black. Whole timeline laughing while you fall collapse. That umbrella guy just wrecked your ass. You an investment coach, but your math don't math. Turn trust into dust, turn cash into ass. You was laughing at the loss, every life that you drain. Now a clip on repeat shows your whole fake chain. He pulled dots, dropped dates, sync them with the live stream. Chat say yikes, every comment the crime scene. Pause, zoom, play. Now the mask gone crooked, you in shadow in the dark. You a clown caught looking. 56K, now you fumbled that bag. Heavy bass hit every time that you brag. Screens got receipts and the memo hit tag. That umbrella guy came swinging with the drag. You ran that scam, thought you never get tracked. Now your face looped up in the meme on blast. Whole timeline laughing while you fall collapse. That umbrella guy just wrecked your ass. You was catch me if you can, now it's that's not me. But the voice, same laugh, same cheek, white tee. Thought the net forgets, now the net remembers. Turn the fraud into folklore, pin you like a member. 56, now you fumbled that bag. Heavy bass hit every time that you brag. Screens got receipts and the memo hit tag. That umbrella guy came swinging with the drag. You ran that scam, thought you never get tracked. Now your face looped up in the meme on blast. Whole timeline laughing while you fall collapse. That umbrella guy just wrecked your ass.
What's up, folks? How's it going today? Welcome to a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. It's Easter Saturday. Some people out there, some people out there, it is Easter Sunday for you. So happy Easter. I hope you have had a wonderful holiday. Love to all of you too on that. Man, it's been a pretty busy one here so far, and it's been a good one. Busy one though. I just noticed something right before the stream. Oh Lord, sometimes I get stupid emails and I like to show them before we do anything. So I noticed. Oh Lord, yeah, I noticed a really dumb one. So, do you guys want to check out a dumb email first before we do anything? We haven't done a this day in dumb emails in a while, So, Matt, would you all like to check out a dumb email? You can help me decipher it. I think it was written in a clown college. Oh my God, I love these. They're one of my favorite things ever. Give me a second. I'm clipping it over. I'm actually clipping it with my phone because it puts it all together at first. Oh Lord, some of these are so dumb. We have some pretty good stuff tonight too. We have a pretty amazing piece of evidence that is brand spanking new, and it actually will be one of those useful pieces of court evidence that gets asked for. We will also we're going to look at a couple of statements today. I think they will be real fun to look at, but first let's look at this. Now this, you can tell, look, it fell into my spam. Let me see when this came through. Oh man, this was new. I always check my mail before when I'm coming on, so just to see if anybody sent something. And I hadn't checked my spam, and apparently this is decent. Look, no punctuation. What in the world? What kind of weird method is that, by the way? There's not any punctuation. I can't tell the trolls from the idiots anymore, just to be honest. You ever have that problem? Like at one time I could tell trolls from, and then I actually met some of the people that write some of this stuff. And I'm not talking about typos. I typo all kinds of stuff. I'm talking about people who they write like this. Look at this. I don't know what to make of it. It looks like a ransom note. What is it? Oh my God. I hit my mouse and then closed it back down because I started laughing at it. I'm going to attempt to decipher this. Okay, you can help because again, this reads like a ransom note, and I may mess up parts of it. Okay, let's read this. I get some, like I said, I get some weird mails. Some of them are threats. Some of them are stupid. Some of them are trolls. I haven't had any really good trolls in a while. Everything's been pretty calm, but you never know. So let's read this. 2 Lees are butter. Is that supposed to be butter than all you? Is that supposed to mean better? They're butter than all you. Oh my God. Oh my God. I see something else funny down here. I can't miss it. I'm reading it all. Yeah, I don't know how when you read, if you look at all kinds of stuff, I noticed they said that they are a retired police officer. Holy God, I hope this is your show. Okay, I'm gonna be able to do this. All right, here we go. Excuse me, this is kind of funny to me now. An officer. Oh my God. I really hope it's a troll because I hope this is not a real police officer. I typo all kinds of things, but I've never got anything a police officer. How do you even do this? How do you make these typos? 2 Lees are butter than all you combine. I bet you, man, why is there, oh, what is up with the capitalization too? Look at this. It's very weird. I bet you canned, canned. Butter and canned. I bet there's a note in this note. I wonder if I read it a certain way. If it's like some puzzle, I'll pull it apart and the Da Vinci Code will be in here. I bet you canned. Oh, can't. Okay, I've got it. I bet you can't get more super chances. They're called chats, I believe. That's what you're trying to say. Super chances. Oh, Lord. I think they've had plenty of super chances. Then they can. Oh, I bet you I can. I probably already have. Then they cannot. When we know you will be scared and running. Running. I'm very scared and running. Oh my God. Oh God. I think this is this is either a troll or a threat. I believe this is maybe a threat. When we know your home address, and yes, I am too a retired police officer. Holy shit. I posted up yesterday about one of these people claiming they were a police officer. So I don't know. Again, Lord, with many years experience, and do you know or do you know? It has made a resurgence. What that means, you will be getting some things in the mail. Oh no, that is a threat. They're gonna be getting something in the mail. MALE. Save me, people. I need some very thick underoos. I don't want to get anything in the mail. Holy God, that's funny. Like I said, I used to think things like this were trolls, and then I met one of the people who was like, back in 2019, I met a guy. It was, I'd been laughing. He was like, it was a dude at one of the conventions I went to, and he was like, he had a little voice like this. He really did. He had a little voice like this. And he was like, did you get that email I sent you? It was like, what email? You know it's email. I was like, oh my God, you wrote that one that looks like it was written by the Yuma Bomber's uncle. Oh my God, getting some things in the mail that will make your day go boom. I think that's a threat, by the way. It's going to make my day go boom. I think, though, if somebody gets something in the mail, I think their day might go boom too. Think on your sense for Easter jump. What does that mean? Think on your sin. I don't know what to say with that. What does this mean? Think on here. I gotta look at the chat. Give me a second. What does that mean? Is there a word that could be, or is that just a? Give me a second here. I lost my chat. I hit my phone. Oh my God, what does that mean? Is there any? Yeah, boom in my mail. No, it's gonna go boom in my mail. But they go, think on your sins. I don't know what that means. Maybe think on something since for Easter jump. 2 Lee's going to have a resurgence. I think, man, is that resurgence? How in the fuck do you butcher the? Let me see if I can even do this purposely. Give me a second. Let me see if I type resurgence. Just give me a second, guys. Actually, you know what? Where did this come from? Is this an anonymous? Yeah. I want to pull up that site because I know there are a bunch of anonymous emailing sites. Okay. And what people will do with these anonymous sites is, let's see, research. No, it doesn't. I thought maybe I've never experimented really hard with one of these, but what these sites do is they allow people to write without, like in Google, you have a return address. They may allow you a return address on these, but I don't think they allow you one on the site. So they won't track who sent it. You know, it has no tracker. But on here, I thought maybe it didn't. Even if I don't understand this, because even if, let me see, research it. I'm just trying to typo the fuck out of it. Okay, so actually, with one of these sites, you do have autocorrect on your phone, but you know how words autocorrect on Note and all kinds of other things when you're writing Google, Gmail, stuff like that. It doesn't autocorrect the word into it. Apparently, that's what I'm looking at right now. I've got it on my phone. I'm looking at it real quick to see how you can type. So this may really be how somebody that doesn't write a lot without an autocorrector, this is maybe what they look like. And I'm not saying, like, I will typo the shit out of some stuff sometimes, you know, but if I know somebody, but it at least makes some sense. Two Lees are actually this is gongjing really to have a resurg and and you are broke. I'm broke. Well, maybe that's because something's gonna hit me in the mail and go boom. I probably would be broke after that. And nobody gives a yo. I would say that was you, but that is as far away from you as you can get. Nothing, broke boy. Don't you Clark Stark me any too? What? Don't you Clark Stark me? What the shit does that mean? It was also what made me notice it. Oh my God, this is so funny. Oh God. It's titled Super Clarks. But it's apostrophe S. So it's Super Clark apostrophe S. Super Clarks. Oh my God. Jesus. Yes, I am officially broke. Compared to these amazing people, I'm officially broke. Today, if you would if you would like to support the channel, because we are all broke on this fine holiday weekend, you would like to support the Super Clarks. Oh my God, this is the weirdest shit. Oh my Lord. Look at that though. So what I get from this is let's put this on Paint so we can kind of find the hidden message, shall we? Oh my God. Okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna put it on Paint so we can underline the hidden messages. Or the theme. Let's get the theme. We'll pull out the theme in it. Oh my God, folks. I love starting a show with something like this. And like I said, we have some real serious stuff, but this just popped in and I thought it was funny. I didn't even have a chance to read it all. I was like, oh my God, that looks amazing. that looks like content. I always love it when they tell you, like, don't you show this either, or else what? Okay, here we are. Okay, so we have a few of the serious notes. Let's see. We found out that 2 L's, they're butter. They're butter. Then all of us, then all of you and we can get more super jets than they can. Okay. All right. And for myself, I will be scared and runny because they have my home address. We know your home address. I am a retired orificer, which, I mean, this makes a lot of sense. They're an orificer. They're threatening that I'm going to get something in my mail, which is bad. Anyone that's an orificer and tells me that I'm going to get something in my MALE, that's going to go boom. Oh my God. Oh Lord, that's the best thing ever. Oh Lord. Oh my God. And you know what? For some reason, that's going to mean that Two Lees is going to have a resurgence because I'm going to be broke, you know, because the orifice is going to make my mail go boom. And nobody's going to give me nothing. And I better not Clark Stark them anymore. Oh my God. Give me 1 second. Oh my goodness. I heard the door start to open. I was like, that ain't happening right now. Look at this. Oh my God. Now, again, these could be trolls, you know, always, but Lord. Now, the police thing is because of something from yesterday, I'm guessing. I don't really know. By the way, I will note this too. We will be on with Easter Day as well. I will be on at 3 that day. So if you feel, I know there are people out there that feel that they do not have anywhere to go or anyone to chill with. I know there's a lot of, anytime we're near holidays, people get upset, you know, they feel despondent because they don't feel like they have anybody. Well, you do. You absolutely do. We'll be here and we will have on our special guest. We will have Tina on. Now, Tina and myself, I've been going through all of the notes that she's made. She has also been going through all of them. And my God, there's stuff in there between that voice stuff that Lynette Preston sent over. There's all kinds of wild stuff in there. Stuff that I was like, wow, this is pretty amazing stuff, you know. So tomorrow we definitely will have some fun going over a few things. But the police orificer, I'm thinking that's about this yesterday. Yesterday, I pointed out how one of these folks has reminded us time and again that they are a retired police officer. And I believe they are making threats. So either this person is a troll or their autocorrect is really weird. I mean, that could be it too. Maybe they type things like orificer quite a bit. Hell, this guy right here, isn't he the dog mask guy? So, I mean, don't you bark at me, boy. Fucking Fido. Oh my God. What a way to start the day. Oh Lord. You know what? Messages like that make me glad. Then I'd do a live stream every day. So I can have, you know, we don't have those very often. Well, I get mail, but I don't typically put up stuff that even if it's an angry or a hateful mail, as long as it's sent in good faith, I don't typically bring it up like that. But something like that, yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. So yesterday too, I'm actually going to read you something, because yesterday I went over a post that had been made by, is this it? that was made by Shizzy Wiznut. Actually, I need to send this to myself so I can read this. Now, I've got the actual, what's funny about the post he made talking about 2L in them, which this is going to tie into our evidentiary, which is kind of amazing. It's kind of good. There's an actual statement by 2L in the gang talking about gifts and talking about how it is how their money specifically, all those gifts people sent, how that was meant to be utilized. It's all gifts to them. Now it will kind of blow your mind here to see what they say about that. Now remember, we're not talking about them getting a super chat or something, that's okay. We're talking about them asking for money for the fat to supposedly make someone's life much, much better. And at the time, they were saying that this is what they have to say. They're calling them voluntary gifts now. Again, now we've gone from fundraising to donations to gifts to voluntary gifts, because they are trying to shield. This tells you they are afraid because what they've done here, this is fraud. Now they're saying, like, the money that Only Me gave, that's a voluntary gift. And the creators are not required to show receipts, prove how the money was spent, or providing accounting to donors. Notice that word there, donors now, huh? How can you, by the way, the donors were donating to a fundraiser that you were putting together where you were saying that you were going to, again, make someone's life better. Now they're saying, and you said that you would provide accountability. You would show people that asked if they wanted to know how the money was spent, where money went, that you would show them where it went. Well, this, again, these are their words. This is how this comes together. So now when they said that they would show receipts, oh, no, they're not required to do that. And they're not, and which we already know they're not going to. They've made that very clear by now that if they showed where money went, it went into their pocket, which, again, like super cheddars, awesome. You mouse that stuff up, I'm going to mouse it up, baby. Beware the police officer. Oh my God. I still haven't got that. I'm sorry, but sometimes somebody will make a funny picture, laughing about all the funny pictures I will get from this one. I won't be able to show online. That's the saddest part. Oh my God. 1 second. 1 second. Police officers. So we don't get shown receipts. They don't have to prove how the money was spent. Do you realize what kind of insult that is, by the way? We don't actually have to prove to you how your money is actually spent anymore. Now, again, Shizzy wrote up something that a lot of people, when they saw it, they, because Shizzy took it and almost, he took this almost word for word. And a lot of people didn't understand that that's what he did. So I thought this was worth showing. So now they're saying, again, in their own words, they don't have to prove to anyone how money was spent or provide an accounting to donors. So a guy gives you $56,000. I can tell you how some of that money went. It didn't do anything. People collected it for a stated purpose. And they're saying too, again, this is about trust, not legal duty. An analogy about giving a friend money. That's a fair comparison. If you hand a friend $50 as a gift, you don't get to dictate how they use it. Okay. Like, I like how this is put out to her because she said these things here. So with this, and I like this again, I like how this is set up for them. You don't get to. She made a comparison about how the money was gifts. See, I want to go through because this is a good breakdown, like I said, of it. Let me find that shizzy note. Give me 1 second. I need this so you can see what they were, all the notes they were saying, because this is a great breakdown. Give me a minute. It's on Facebook. I need to find your posts. Yeah, I've never had to pull up Shizzy's posts during the moment. Here it is. Here it is. So check this out. By the way, I can't believe, like I said, they were saying that they don't have to provide accountings. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to, in comparing it to a gift. But it's not just a straight up one-to-one gift. It's just amazing to me. They think, like, when I went through and read the word for word, I was stunned. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, here it is. So this is what Shizzy was saying on that. Now, again, this is almost a word for word. I should have put the word for word first. My bad. I got ahead of myself. You know why, though? Because I read that, and I'm afraid that the orificer is going to come and visit me. Here's the almost word for word. Fleesa already told on herself, and that is the funniest part of the whole flea circus. She can stomp her little hooves and scream, "It's not fundraising," until the barn rots. But her own mouth already gave away the game. She said if people spent money for a specific cause, it is still a gift, not a contract. And that the creator is not obligated to use it exactly as requested. Like I said, she is now saying in this stuff, she is telling people, as is being noted here, that, you know, she wants to call it a voluntary gift. I saw them using the word gift, and they wanted to use voluntary gift too, which is funny because I thought, that's interesting. And like I said, I think Mark posted the breakdown, okay? Because they were saying, well, we don't have to show receipts. We don't have to do that, you know. And as Mark is saying here, well, this is about trust. It's not about legal duty. An analogy about giving a friend money, you know. They're like, well, you know, and again, Shizzy makes this noted with this too. Says, she said, if people send money for a specific cause, it is still a gift, not a contract, that the creator is not obligated to use it exactly as requested, and that the creator do not have to show receipts, provide where the money went, or provide accounting. Again, exact wording. They do not have to do this stuff. She said this specifically, which is being pointed out by multiple people, because when people saw this here, they thought that Shizzy was waxing poetic, I guess. He's not. He's giving an almost word for word. And like Mark does the like clipping breakdowns. And in this, let's see, he notes, if you hand a friend $50 as a gift, you don't get to dictate how they use it. But here's a key difference. When money is exchanged publicly and a creator encourages or acknowledges specific causes, audiences may feel there's moral expectation, even if it's not a legal one. So is the statement true? Well, here's the most accurate summary. Money sent through Super Chats, Coffee, PayPal, Cash App, usually a gift. The only problem is with usually you get to go. But the key word in there is fundraising. If you fundraise, do you get to pick it? Do people feel that there's an obligation? Now, the reason I bring all of these up too is because, again, they're hammering down on this point. And today we have something that, well, I think you're going to like. I think you're really going to like. Give me a second. I want to read the best of this first so you remember. In other words, when Fleesa says money's for some project, some cause, some poor me emergency, some barn, some fence, some Christmas miracle, what she is really telling people is send it in, shut up, don't ask where it went after I shovel it into the mystery bucket. That's exactly what she's saying now. She's like, you're not obligated because it's a gift. It's a voluntary gift. Again, isn't that amazing? This is not me putting words in her mouth, as he knows. That is her own bargain bin legal sermon. And that is true. 100%. That is what she said about that. As people who gave gifts to this person, they should be pissed off about this because they were told that they were going to have a breakdown. They were going to get to find out about it. If you want to see the actual statements on that, she said, look at this. You want to see what they note here. Oh, God, it's going to piss people off. Because I told you this is how it's going to go. So no, the problem is not just whether she used the money for what she claimed. The problem is that by her own stated rule, the purpose is optional. The promise is just moral, and the receipts can go take a long walk off a short pier. That means that every future dollar she begs for comes pre-soaked in her own disclaimer. Thanks for the cash, but according to me, I can use it however I want. You're not entitled to know a damn thing about it. Now, again, people didn't realize this, or the mark statements were actually pointed at a real thing, but it very much is. Check this out. So these are the actual words here. I want to bring them up for you because it's crazy, you know? Yeah, exactly, Arnold. Arnold, they can be pissed. Well, some of them have been doing stuff. So that's what we're going to get to too. All of this is a purpose. There's a purpose to everything for this. It all leads into a purpose tonight, okay? Because I want to show you something with it. Now here, so they're talking about, you know, well, here, you know, I'm going to do this over and over. I'm going to say a couple of things here. Super chats, coffee, PayPal, Cash App. Are they gifts in most situations? Yeah. When someone voluntarily sends money to a creator with no formal agreement. The agreement actually is what you have stated for a purpose. You made a verbal arrangement with these people. So you did. When you run a fundraiser and you tell people, hey, we're taking up money for the fence. That's what it's for. You get $10,000. It's for the fucking fence. But also it's for your secondary stated purpose. It's for the people that you took it up for. So you can't say it's not, there's no formal agreement. It is an agreement. And the funny thing is, you put your fat mouth behind it and flapped your gums for months about what you would do. But what we found is, like with the fence, for example, they always love to say, well, you got a fence. No, they went with the cheapest shit possible. What would fit on gift cards? So they pocketed all the cash. That's fraud. But they're like, oh, well, it's generally treated as a gift or voluntary support. That means the sender usually does not control how the creator uses the money. The creator is not legally required to follow instructions written in a comment. They're not legally required. So even now, when they say, like, say the guy who sent in the money before, give me a second here. That's weird. my screen blacked out. I was making sure we hadn't gone off for some reason. YouTube is having some weirdness today on my side as a creator, but it looks like everything's going still. That's so fraudulent, isn't it? The creator can use the money however they choose, unless they explicitly promised otherwise. But here's the nuance. If a creator publicly states that the money will be for a state, see, they actually tell on themselves. They go through and they're like, well, usually people, they, now listen to this. I mean, listen to it. If a creator publicly states that the money will be used for stated purposes, audience often expect, not law, they expect because of trust. They're telling you can't fucking trust them is what they're telling you. That's a matter of trust, not law. Platforms take a cut. YouTube super chats. YouTube takes a percentage. Yet PayPal charges transfer fees. They transfer fees. First of all, the fees I am sure were paid by the person who sent them. You know where their transfer fee came from? Because they did automatic transfers. I will bet you fucking money on this, that they did automatic transfers on that day. See, what happens is if you send me money through PayPal, you pay a percentage. You can see the percentage up front, right? Like, so you send me $5, they take off so much, so many cents. Well, that's it. Now, if I want to transfer it to my bank account after that, if I want to wait 3 days, I pay nothing. I pay nothing whatsoever. If I want it that day, right that second, though, then I have to pay fees. Now, I bet you, if they're talking about fees here, they didn't pay fees where somebody sent money, because they would know how much came in. And the fees are not like YouTube fees either. Just noting that too. If you ever want to send anything, if you're like, hey, if you send through like PayPal and stuff, more of it comes through for sure. And yeah, but see, the only mean numbers, interestingly, his numbers, he sends $56,000. They spend what, 5, maybe at most. And suddenly it's down to 18. Does that math? Even with every fee in the world, was that math for you? Like, coffee may take a fee depending on the plan. Cash App, unless no fee, unless instant transfer. So they talk about things like instant transfers again. So the amount shown on the screen is not the amount the creator, it actually is. It does tell you how much the creator gets. So when you send like $5, check. Like, look, the next time one of you sends a Cash App or something, look at it. Or say you use PayPal, whatever. Look at it. It will tell you like how much that will be taken out in fees. It absolutely tells you. But giveaways, shipping. Wait, what? How do giveaways come into this? By the way, creators who run giveaway, how does that come in? They're not required to itemize or prove expenses. This is normal in the creator world. Gifting for a cause, dinners, Christmas gift, fences, etc. If I was up there, I would gifting for a cause, etc., etc. Subscribers send money with the hope it'll be used for a specific cause, but the creator never formally promises or legally commits to that cause. This is considered a gift, not a contract. So they're saying, oh, you gave all that money to us? Well, fuck you guys. They just said that. We didn't have a formal promise for you, so we get to keep your money. I don't know how much clearer they can make this. They're saying too, look at the game they're playing, because they're saying we didn't have a formal fundraiser or a charity drive. Actually, the way they did it, this shit right here is so flagrant. about stealing money. I am just astounded to read through this. The creator is not obligated to use it exactly as requested. Now, remember when they were telling us, this is a wonderful change too. Remember when they told us that there were 3 items that they were supposed to do: a barn, a fence, and Christmas, and they could not deviate from that at all. In fact, when it came to a child living in 10 by 15 out in the nothing, that was the way it had to be, because the money wasn't for permits. It wasn't for any fucking thing out there. It was for the barn, and that's it. Just for specific things that were for the barn, not including permits, not including anything, just for construction on the barn. Remember that? Now, there's actually deviation in that. They could use it however. They may choose to honor the intention out of goodwill. May. I'm telling you, man, if this announcement right here, these people pilfered 6 figures. And Lynette Preston, you're as guilty as fucking this too. That's the beautiful part of it as well. Lynette Preston is just as guilty because she allowed this to happen. Now, like I said, this is going to tie into what we talk about today. But I wanted you to see this stuff. This is very different. The reason I hammered down on voluntary, look, these are their words. Like Mark posted this, like I said, people thought when Mark put up words, they thought when Shizzy put up words, when Mark put up words, they were their words. They were their point. They thought Mark was making just a point about it. And I was like, yeah, those are specific words, all right. They're the Fats words. Those aren't Mark's words. They're Mark's point. Because they're using these specific words. So look at this. This is different from GoFundMe, formal fundraising, charity drives, nonprofit donations. Those do come with the obligation for transparency requirements. So they're saying, hey, since I told you they would pull this shit, I've been telling you forever. Since they didn't go through GoFundMe, they didn't go through any of the fundraising sites, they would say, we don't owe you transparency, even though they promised it to donors. Remember how they told the donors if they wrote them that they would give them some kind of well, you found that out from the bench donor. They won't. It's a trust issue. Again, how can you not see this? Those that come with obligations and transparency requirements, do they show receipts? Generally, no. Those that come with obligation and transparency requirements, do they show receipts? Generally, no. Yes, they actually show where the money went. You know why? That's how people end up in jail, because they don't show where the money went. The money, when you are an intermediary with the money, typically the best way to handle stuff like this is to give the entire bag over to the other person. If there are funds that come out of it because you're stupid and you didn't go through, say, a give, send, go, you went through super chats, they took a percentage, you still give them the money. It's not your money. See this? These are the words. Now look at this. This was Mark's point when he pulls this up. He's been talking about that whole platform point. Yeah, that actually wasn't his words. A lot of people got confused on that. That was his point. That was their words. Look at this. Look at what they say here about the barn too. Platform fees reduce the amount received, GoFundMe, etc., etc. A creator accepting voluntarily gifts does not. Okay, if a creator promises that money will be used for a specific purpose, that creates a moral obligation, not a legal one. This is fucking fraud, dude. Audiences often care about this distinction. What I can tell you, what you have seen is that I've proven that I've done everything I said I was going to do. I said I was going to pocket that money, therefore. Yet the barn is not finished. There's still some money here, and it's going to the barn. There's some money here, guys. Some money. So you tell me what it was not spent on. And I'm going to say it again. He keeps bringing up bankruptcy, federal things, authorities, whatever. What he needs to do, what a backer needs to do is clip this shit right here, send it to the feds. Don't fuck around with local authority. You go to the feds, man. The feds handle. You don't go to Levy County. You go to the feds about it. But as far as donors and whatnot, remember one of the things that they said about damaging. You remember the damages. Remember the you remember the complaints that the courts had, saying that you have to have people rather that they would have contributed to you, but because of certain people, they didn't. Well, wouldn't it be weird if somebody actually not only was a donor, but they provided notarized proof that they were indeed somebody that they gave money to these crazy people because they went out and they did damage? Wouldn't that be weird if there was, say, a notarized thing for, give me a second. Like, I don't know, like something along the subject of, again, you can see this, by the way, I've cut off certain things. I've cut off, give me 1 second here. Make sure it didn't lock in all the way. I've cut off certain things on this document, by the way. The reason I've done that is because I wanted certain names. I want them to figure out who these people are on their own, make them squirm about it, because we're having people that are donors actually going out and not just writing, but they're again notarizing letters saying these folks, they did damage. So this, again, this is useful in a court. This is an actual person that gave money to those folks over there. And we're going to have, interestingly, there are more people coming forward that have been talking about this stuff. You're having even more of them. There's other stuff that's in the works about interviews and more. I think it's going to get kind of frisky soon. So the subject on this, again, you can see it is written, and again, it was notarized as well. I just cut off the name, so the notarization will cut off. There's a couple of pages of this, so this isn't just all of it here, but you can see the subject sent over to Randy and Jeremy, noting documentation and concern regarding ongoing online harassment and character defamation. Again, this comes from somebody who gave a nice bit of kit and caboodle to those other people over there and got fucked out of it. These are the people that that they're telling, I don't owe you shit. Yeah, those people are actually saying, well, let's see what they say. Dear Mr. Hales and Mr. Shockett, I'm writing to formally document and express serious concern regarding what appears to be an ongoing pattern of online harassment, misrepresentation, and character attacks directed toward Mr. Jeremy Hales, creator of YouTube channel What the Hales. Now, on or about February 25th, 2025, an individual identified as Lisa Lee Rapuzzi Weeks, also known as Lisa Lee Weeks, Lisa Rapuzzi, Lisa Weeks, who operates the YouTube channel entitled Two Fleas and a Tide Pod. That's what I thought right off the bat. Conducted a live stream labeled Polymop Motion File Caught on Camera. Subsequently, on or about March 2nd, 2025, the same individuals conducted another live stream titled Caught on Camera, Germ Defames All. During both broadcasts, Miss Weeks presented video footage, which she asserted depicted Mr. Hales removing a makeshift memorial. However, upon careful and repeated viewing of the footage, it was not possible to clearly identify the individual shown. The video was dark, unclear, and lacked sufficient visual detail to support a definitive identification of any person, including Mr. Hales. Now, again, who's writing this? Oh, they're donors. A fat stack donor. That's right. We have a few of them that are now going the way. Again, this stuff notarized. Like one of the things that we're finding out from donors too, you know why donors haven't wanted to come forward? Because, or go on record rather, they'll come forward and they'll talk, but you know why they won't? Because they're afraid that fat ass is going to be allowed to fucking try to intimidate them and ruin their lives. Because many of them, when they gave, you know, when you give, not on YouTube, okay, but when you give and when you write people and stuff, many of these people they trusted and they gave their real names. And these people collect that. You saw what they said yesterday about doxing and stuff. So you have a lot of people that are worried about that kind of action. They're worried that these people will, again, to put this into perspective, we're going to switch back to this in 1 second, but to give you an idea of why people are afraid to come forward all the time, look, check this out. This was off of their same stream too. Hey, you know what? Let's go dig up Coop's 3-bedroom house that he has. This is Fatty here. Okay. Let's go find out all the information. Let's go dig up his name, his wife's name, his children's name, all their other stuff too. Let's go dig up that shit. Why don't? Hey, if you really want to dig up someone's bankruptcy, why don't you go look up Tugs? I mean, he has 2. I gotta give you more. What's the real name? Oh, there's his name there. See again, doxing ugly fat pieces of shit. That's why these donors, they're afraid to go forward. They're afraid that once their names are put out there, these people will go after and try reputational damage like they've done to Jeremy Hales. They will try to come after their families like they have threatened to do with people like Mr. Coop. And they're afraid they'll get the Jeremy Hales treatment. Like the people who can really, there's a variety of people that have donated money. There's a variety of people that some people, they went out. You see a spectrum, basically. You know, you see people on one end that didn't have the money, but they were so moved, like we saw with the bench donor, the $1,000 donor. They were so moved because of personal tragedy that they thought, oh my God, the story that they told is 100% has to be true. Nobody would make this this bench, though. That's what's being talked about right here. This is talking about the supposed bench theft. Nobody would ever make up something like that, right? So they gave money. They gave money for a steady cause. By the way, do you realize what kind of piece of shit you have to be to pocket memorial funds that you stated? And you stated there would be transparency, and they won't even give people a picture of the memorial, not placement. They won't give people a picture of the memorial itself. Because if they did, then they would have to account for all the thousands of dollars that came in. They won't give them a total either. They just went out and they kept saying, give me money, give me money, give me money. And when, like the $1,000 donor, when they wrote, they told them, no, you cannot. So this idea, and you just saw what they said about this. They're not obligated to give you any type of receipts, breakdown, nothing. Now, did they tell you that beforehand either? Fuck no, they didn't tell you that. You know? Again, and they weren't joking around with something. This is supposed to help families. And now they're telling you, well, we ghosted it. And there's a little bit of money left. How much? Well, but they feel they're not going to have to. Again, that should be a fun discussion. Somebody should clip. And I like that Shizzy brought that up, because when Shizzy brought it up, you know, I didn't realize, like I said, I didn't go through all of that transcript. So I hadn't seen their entire statement. So when Shizzy brought it up, I thought, wow. When Mark brought it up, I thought, those are Mark's words. No, actually, these are the words they're using. He's just giving highlights. No. So here, He said, despite the ambiguity of the footage, Miss Weeks repeatedly, emphatically asserted to her audience that the individual shown was Mr. Hales. You know, despite the fact, too, let me point out something with Otter Creek. Here's a wonderful thing we have found out recently, too. Have you noticed, like if you look up people that have been arrested around, people that have actually that have been on certain people's properties, have you noticed that there's a grouping that pops up in a specific area, an area that's right there by that thing. Not only that, but we had Lynette Preston say the other day that they stopped putting out the blessing box, not because they were out of money or materials, but because everybody that was taking from it was in jail. So maybe, you know, wouldn't that be the first people that you would turn to do damage, to destroy things? Wouldn't you think, here, let me show you this, and then we'll go back to that too. Wouldn't you think, when you're talking about this, wouldn't you think that maybe the criminal element might have something to do with it? Not the taxpayer, not the person that records their life, but maybe the pieces of trash that you're bringing to an area they're going to jail repeatedly. As Lynette said, John's saying he had stuff in that blessing box 4 months ago, but everybody that used the box was in jail. So unfortunately, even though he may have put stuff in it, no one was using it. Now you'd think again, maybe that would be the first people you turn to in a situation where there's ambiguity. Well, you'd be wrong in the case of people that wanted to make thousands of dollars and wanted to destroy a person's reputation in the process. And that's what we're seeing. So let's continue with the letter here. Like I said, I think this is pretty damning too. I think it's damning when you have that kind of, again, they automatically blame Hales or somebody attached to Hales for everything that happens in that area. You know, it's kind of like here. Well, I mean, not just here, but anywhere. Have you ever watched people just ride around and do stupid things? You know, like, I don't know, do burnouts in people's driveways or just stupid shit, right? Teenagers being stupid, you know, vandalizing. I mean, doing ugly things sometimes. Or like people that are cracked out of their minds doing ridiculous stuff. I saw a video of a crackhead one time that ended up vandalizing a mailbox, a personalized mailbox, because he was trying to make love to it. I'll just put it that way. He hurt that mailbox badly. You know, but if this were the case, if it happened in Otter Creek, they wouldn't blame the crackheads. They'd blame Jeremy Hales. You know, I mean, it's so nuts. But the assertions were presented as fact rather than speculation, and they were reiterated multiple times throughout both live streams. That is indeed correct, too. Every time they've presented something, they present it as factual. They present it as Jeremy Hale says, indeed, he is the one there. This conduct raises significant concern. Presenting unverified and visually inconclusive material as definitive evidence, particularly when identifying a specific individual, can contribute to reputational harm. Repeated statements of this nature, especially across multiple platforms, may influence public perception and foster unwarranted negative conclusions about Mr. Hales. Furthermore, as my understanding, this is not an isolated occurrence. That is very much true too, but rather part of an ongoing pattern of similar statements and live stream content. The repeated nature of these claims, despite the lack of clear and supporting evidence, suggests a continued effort that could reasonably be perceived as damaging to Mr. Hale's character and public reputation. Give me a minute, I got to retrieve the other part to this. Okay. There's going to be a little blur to some of it, so I apologize for that too. Now, with documenting it, like I said, we have people that when they're complaining about this or talking about this, They're not only notarizing their statements, these are people that, when they talk about reputational damage, they gave money to these people, or they take away money from people like Hales. They do both. They believe Lisa. They believe these anti-Hales people. They believe the things that they've said and they've stated, and they're telling that. Like I said, they're making it clear. You know what else has happened? So we've had yet another donor that has decided to go and talk to police. Now, one of the things in that, police do not like to get involved with fraud raisers. They're hard to get going. That's why in this, you also have to make noise. You have to get people involved too, and they have to kind of bullhorn these segments. You take what they said specifically about how this stuff works, and you broadcast it to the freaking world. They made those statements, by the way, 3 hours, 8 minutes and change into, that's when they made all of those statements before, talking about how, there's no real promise. You don't owe anything. So I think you take those, and you also, you take the fact that, again, they raised quite a bit of money. You take the statements from Lynette Preston, and you note fraud here. Because, again, Lynette Preston said that she didn't even know how much money there was. Now, Lynette, you're probably so stupid. They probably slid you a couple hundos, maybe $1,000, and you just shut the fuck up. They stole 6 figures from you. Moron. Lynette also promised to burn them down too. So, which we'll talk about again more tomorrow. But so it's important to emphasize that individuals who create content for public platforms are entitled to fair treatment and not subject to repeated claims that are not clearly supported by verifiable evidence. The distinction between opinion and factual assertion is critical, particularly when such statements are made in a public forum with a broad audience. Now, imagine a person that gave a fat, tidy sum to these people when they were fundraising any of this stuff. You've already seen, again, you've seen their biggest donor already come out with statements about how they're damaging and nasty. You have other people that are going on record saying stuff like this. Like, again, imagine their whole thing is we're actually not obligated. They're using, it's funny too, because they're using things like ChatGPT to tell them the law. And ChatGPT is not reliable. ChatGPT, in fact, have you heard about the lawsuits with ChatGPT? Hey, Fats, if you want to hear a fun story, here, check this out. There are thousands of people that are starting to sue ChatGPT. Why? Because ChatGPT isn't a tool that just helps you. It's there to appease and to please you. It's made to make you want to keep using it. And it will do that to the point that it will feed delusions. It will lie to you. It will gaslight you. There was a man who spent hundreds of hours. He's part of a lawsuit now that he thought he had created some record-breaking mathematical formula. It was just not record, but a groundbreaking. I said record-breaking. I was like, wait a minute, that's the wrong word. A groundbreaking new mathematical formula. So nobody had ever come up with it before, right? Problem was, after those hundreds of hours, he found out something, that ChatGPT was incorrect in what it was telling him. It was just telling him, as the tool that he was using, it was trying to keep him on the hook. Now, it does work for certain things, but you have to know exactly how to ask it questions, and you have to get the right statements out of it. And the statements that they're relying on, these that say, you know, we can defraud, we can take, we can do whatever. Yeah, you might want to think about those, you know, because they're probably not the best statements to go in and to say 100%. Use it for recipes. I use ChatGPT for writing. I use it help me figure out how to find certain things. But after doing it, I've been using it. I know better than to trust it 100% too. You know, I also it can do well with like checking spelling and stuff. As long as you remember a key in that, it can't write. You know, it will tell you the wrong things a lot of times. Like you can ask it again after you've spent enough time, you can tell. But anytime you ask it for something, you've got to remember again, it's not like a tool like a hammer. It's a thing that, again, it wants you to use that hammer. You have to pay a fee. You know, you own the hammer. Once I pick up the hammer at Lowe's, I own it. I don't own ChatGPT. ChatGPT wants to keep me working on it forever. So you've got to remember, like when they're writing out their stuff, they're writing out their grand essay on how they're not liable. You can tell they're using AI to pull that up. And a lot of that stuff is not correct. They are not taking in Florida law. They're not talking about, we've seen people go down for pretending that money was theirs when they took it up for somebody. Hey, kiddo, I heard you coming. What you doing, kiddo?
What's up?
What's
you're
up?
looking for games again.
Yeah, well, I'm looking for different games. So somebody here, some Miss Muscles here, get them big muscles. She's been doing sit-ups and push-ups rather, right? Just push-ups, right? She's been doing push-ups and showing off. She's been flexing how muscular she's getting, you know. But she's out here looking for specific games. She's been on a game kick. I had an old Nintendo Switch. You know, we upgraded one for after years. One of them had stopped working for the other. And this little one here always played with their quote unquote iPad, their Amazon learning tablet, right? Yeah. They call it their iPad, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But they have gotten where they're responsible with stuff and to break things now, right? Because you're becoming a big kid, yeah. So we got that switch out. I started tinkering with it and I got that thing working correctly. Yeah, it's crazy, wasn't it? Yeah, that old busted up one. So anyway, we've been finding some games. Now she likes playing games that you can build with. Like they have on Switch, you know, they have games you don't have to go in with other people. She wants I don't let her like go on and talk to people or anything. Isn't that right? We don't talk to other people. We just build. But she wants to like, what was the game that we were getting?
We were playing the zombie game.
Oh yeah, we were playing the two Minecraft ones. We were picking up that other game too. I haven't told her, but you know,
you actually did.
No, I'm not. I'm not telling you the other one. You know, the other one we talked about. Well, you'll find out. But we picked up a couple of games for the Switch because she's been so good. So I've been giving her. She's been building. You know, she's not running around like destroying things. She builds, and I'm like, man, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and I play in Minecraft.
I like your building, so I've been giving her a little bit of screen time to play with that, right?
Yeah. I don't usually play that long.
Yeah, you don't play that. You do good. You do good with your screen time. You know?
Yeah, I usually my iPad or the Nintendo Switch on my little pet simulator game.
That's right.
Yeah, we have actually told you about that one.
Oh yeah, the pet simulator. Yeah, you like that one?
Yeah, like where I have these little pets that are actually characters from movies.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Hey, are you looking forward to tomorrow? Man, you better get some sleep, you know?
Yeah, but I still have the tail switch in the room. I don't know what percent is that.
Well, why don't we, is it still playing? Is it running still? Is it dead?
No, but I don't know what percent it is.
Go bring it to me real quick, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. She's funny there.
I am funny.
She said, "I am funny." Yeah, simulator is a big word for She has a very extensive vocabulary. You know, we read. One of the things I encourage in my home is reading and reading too. You know, it's part of it. Like the oldest, you'll notice that she has a very good vernacular. Now she suffers from. She's better than like when I was a kid. One of the things we run into is you mispronounce words. And the reason, because you learned them from books, you didn't learn them online. You know, you get the you didn't hear people. At least now she can correct that kind of stuff. But the oldest has it, and she has a good one too, because we run our class, and there are all kinds of books out there. I mean, heck, they have they have kids versions of every major story. They have a kids version of like in the for example, like horror. I like horror. They have H.P. Lovecraft's In the Mouth of Madness. They have a kids version of it. It's amazing. So
we have to actually tell you about the pet simulator thing, though.
all right, here, bring it to me.
Yeah, we have to actually tell you about the pet simulator.
Let me see how much charges. Okay.
And I'm done playing.
Yeah. Has it been playing good? Oh, you got 81. It's almost fully charged still.
What?
It's 81% still. Look at that. You still got 81%.
I remember. If I bring it down here, remember.
It's 81% still. You can go play it a little bit longer if you want to. You want to go play some more, or are you done today?
I'm done for today.
Okay, good.
You see a little widget bunny something, and
yeah.
Every time I whoa, I like different games.
Oh, you want to play a different game?
Yeah.
You want to play a Mario game?
Mario's not that bad.
Okay.
Mario,
I'll let you play a Mario game.
Mario, it's a fun game.
Okay.
I guess.
Hand me that Minecraft one right there. 1 second, Piper. So we'll continue here too.
Sorry.
No, you're okay. You're totally fine, kiddo.
Yeah.
You know, I told you you've been good and you've been a big helper. So
yeah, a different game wouldn't be that bad because I actually played a different game.
There it is. Let's see. It's going to have to. Let's make sure the sound's off. I don't want to get copyright struck because Nintendo sounds come up in the background.
Nintendo.
Yeah, the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, with the Mario sounds here.
Yeah,
all right, take it upstairs. You take it with you, okay?
Yeah, I will tell you if I want different games because Mario.
No, hey, we're not going to play switching games off 100 times tonight. All right.
Yeah, and we play it.
Because it's close to bed, but I'm letting you have a couple of minutes. All right. All right, take it upstairs, okay? Love you.
Thank you.
Hey. Turn the game. Don't look at it while you're walking up the steps. Walk first.
Okay.
Walk first, yes. All right, close the door. Love you. All right. All the kids, she's waiting for it to come on. I'm like, wait a minute. I see what you're doing. You're looking at it while you're walking. You better not do that because you're going to come back down the steps. She's funny, though. Man, I grew up playing video games, man, like that. God. When I was a kid, it's funny, all the nerd stuff that they said would never work out for a person. I'm working my screen back up, by the way. But the nerd stuff that they said would never work out. You know, it actually allowed me to go in and do my own thing. So it's beautiful. You know, all those things they said were just wastes of time. It's kind of amazing. They turned out to be anything but a waste of time. So it's kind of awesome. All right. So reading the end of this. Again, it's on the screen too. If you for some reason, you know, if you want to read it all together, it's be my guest, by the way. But the distinction between opinion and factual assertion is critical, particularly when such statements are made in public forum with a broad audience. Yeah, and it's also disseminated to an even larger audience. Because again, though, the thing about the antis has never been about truth. It's been about tearing down someone they don't like, ruining their reputation and their business. And what's crazy is they celebrate that. They absolutely do. They don't even try to veil that. Like I said, there's what's good for the goose is good for the gander, I guess. As a certain person said, you know, a tit for tat is allowed. So, you know, just quoting their own people. You know, now they don't believe in that once it actually comes back to bite them in the butt, but they believe in it in the moment when they're trying to ruin a person. Now, the letter is intended to document these concerns and to support Mr. Hales in addressing what appears to be a pattern of misrepresentation and reputational harm. Now, did you ever think you would see donors, people who had given large amounts of money to these folks, coming out and saying these words? Did you ever think that they would be documenting their concerns, along with, they've already been documenting with the police, by the way, their concerns about these people and the way that they did not use the money as stated. In fact, much of that money may have disappeared. And what's funny is they think that even if they've gotten, you know, Lynette Preston under them again, look, fraud is fraud. If they took money and ghosted 80% of that money, they put it in their pockets. It doesn't matter that Lynette Preston's like, it's good to go, because she's hoping that she can shield a little bit for herself now. No. Because the defrauding it's not just taking from Lynette Preston. It's taking from the people who gave. See, they think that they're good to go if they get Lynette in there, and Lynette will back their play. You can tell that's what they're banking on. Unfortunately for them, though, Lynette is only a piece of the larger puzzle. But I never thought in my life I would see people that have given this amount of money so sick of the fads that they've gone this route. But I mean, there again, what's wild is, you know, donors are finding out, and I understand, man. You know, after so much of this is out now, I'm getting to the point where actually I don't have a lot of compassion for people that still do this, but the people that in the early days, especially when these folks first popped up and they were making some of these absurdist claims. I mean, you wouldn't think a person would come in and scam, but these people will scam over anything. And also, again, it's just amazing to me that people that have already been tied to scamming and bullshit, you can have those people tied into something like this. You see the amount of public backlash, too, it takes to get anything done. Like, to me, that's disturbing. It's very disturbing that it takes an army of people being very loud to get any attention at all. Because, you know, you wouldn't think people would just go out there and defraud the fuck out of folks, but it happens. It absolutely happens. So I never thought, though, we would get to the point where you have donors speaking out, but it's because they've been asking for proof. They've been asking her to showcase, you know, the things that she promised. And now she's saying that she doesn't owe them. I mean, like I said, to me, that is one of the grossest parts of this story. It's not that she just defrauded, and it's not that she just lied, because it's much more nefarious than that. She stole, you know, and she took from people, some of them who can't afford it. Like one guy, yeah, he can afford it. I mean, you know, we always talk about the big donor, you know, the guy who was able to throw around mad stacks of cash. We always talk about that guy because of the amount of money he gave. But the problem is there have been a lot of people who gave, you know, everything from money to, if they couldn't afford it, they gave homemade items to sell off, whatever, anything that they thought might help. And what they got in the end of it was they got burned, and they got burned badly. So I respectfully encourage a thorough review of the referred content and any related material as appropriate. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter. Now, this matter, like I said, if you look through what is being notarized on this, if you look at give me a second. If you look at the streams that are talked about here, again, these are very specific ones. They are pointing out the ones about the fence. because again, or not the fence, the memorial. I said the fence, the memorial, because with the memorial, she promised. Like we have definitive proof that shows this guy did this, and we need thousands of dollars to put right what essentially cost under. They told the police it was under $50, right? See, that's the other grift scam bullshit that's part of that. The memorial that was supposedly stolen, the one they were so upset about, it cost less than $50. Now, again, I'm not trying to insult anyone's grief either, but I say that they did not put those things up about grief. You do not put up something in an area and try to gaslight someone. And when the gaslighting fails, you suddenly start claiming online that it was taken. What they did is they put something up in a contested place, and when nothing happened, then they made it happen. They talked about it. It was going to happen regardless. What's amazing too is they have cameras and shit, but just like the Loch Ness Monster, we can never find Jeremy Hales doing any of these terrible things that they talk about. In fact, the stuff that they do bring up nowadays, the stuff like I brought up yesterday, when you start looking and comparing, I encourage you, by the way, to look over some of that, because the stuff I brought up yesterday, for example, showcases the just extreme lies. You had Jeremy Hales on the Travis video where there's, like I said, I compared these in the video, but it just, it's easy to say. You can look this up on your own. They brought up videos. Well, I got a Raider one time. Hey, what's up, kiddo? Did you play that?
Yeah, I played it. I knocked out the obstacle courses. I was playing, but I'm not really good at that.
You're not good at that obstacle courses.
Yeah, it's really hard to not beat that.
Yeah, well, it takes minutes to do for sure. It's not the easiest thing,
Yeah,
what?
I'm playing as a mushroom game.
I have that shark game where you play as the shark. Oh my goodness, you can chase people as a shark. You want to try that out?
Yes. I'm not very good at obstacle courses because, you know what I mean? I'm a parkour girl in real life.
Wait, you're a what? A parkour girl? Is that what you said?
Yes, in real life.
You're a parkour girl. That's amazing.
I'm trying to make parkour in Minecraft, but it's really hard because I never actually did in Minecraft.
A parkour girl.
Remember when I usually went around the stuff and jumped?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I do parkour, because
that's how you do parkour. Okay.
Yeah, because you in parkour you don't have to you don't hit it, or you don't.
Parkour. Parkour is pretty. It's pretty hardcore and intensive work too. All right. Well, hey, go upstairs, play for a bit. Go. Like I said, you better go have fun for a little bit, because you got to go to bed soon. You got Easter tomorrow. You got to go to church, and you got all the Easter stuff. Got everything going on tomorrow. So parkour indeed. She's so funny. Like, as a kid, I would never heard. I would have not known what the word parkour meant. You know what I mean? I would have had no idea. So to hear her talking about like parkour, she's like, "Oh, I do parkour." You do, huh? Yeah. She told me that the other day. She was like, "Look, Dad, I'm gonna jump up these steps." And I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm practicing my parkour routine." It's like, you are parkour. Now, there's one other thing I want to cover today too, off of this. I thought was funny. All right, you want to see something kind of funny today that popped up as well? Oh my God, parkour. So along with everything else, give me 1 second here. So along with everything else, we also, just give me a minute, I'm marking something. We also had an article pop off today. Now, a lot of these are, a lot of these are you know what I mean? They're so boring and dumb. But this was pretty funny because there's apparently a lot of butthurt these days. And there's a lot of butthurt over people like Shizzy Whiz Nuts. So let me show you this wonderful article. This is a Vomit creation. And guess who Vomit is, of course, trying to damage control for? Brucey Bruce. Because of his affidavit. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's brought in the fucking clowns. Oh my Lord. Oh, there's a mashup video of the Hales crew. It's so funny when you look through this because of this stupid from the low lights. look how stupid this guy is. You want to see what passes as an article? Check this out. This is so funny. This is a damage control for Bruce, because Bruce, if you for some reason didn't kept up with this portion, Bruce decided, since he found out that you know what I like about this in the damage control? Notice this article is so bad. It talks about Bruce filing the affidavit, not John Cook filing it. It talks about Bruce filing it. Whoopsie. Did you give something away, Vomit? Because the filing was supposed to be by John Cook. He's supposed to be out there challenging all of the stuff that's going on, but instead he just throws a little bit of the stupid right out there and tries to keep it going. So listen to this. It's so funny. It's such a mess. Note in the video above, mashup of the Hales crew analyzing the recent affidavit filed by Bruce Manskin. Whoopsie. Oh no. You're way behind. You just got the police officer, Megan. Oh Lord. Wait till you get to all of the wonderful stuff. Why am I talking to her? She's not even hearing us right now. She won't get to this until the end. So Bruce Manskin made another appearance in the first federal case Jeremy Hales filed against John Cook and Michelle Preston, and the Hales verse was giddy with joy. Immediately after Manskin filed again, so Manskin filed this, right? They say it multiple times. Hales and his cohorts went into content overdrive. What a moron. Yeah, covering actual documents too. Who ever heard of that, right? Who ever heard about anybody bringing up and covering a document as it occurs? What a moron. Again, though, admissions over and over. It was Bruce that filed it, which you can tell. In the last week, those 5 pages have generated more than 10 hours of content. Only 10? Shit. We need to up our game. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. It's a great thumbnail. Here we go. Megan Fox called it the worst court filing we've ever read. Actually, she didn't call that. She said, ? That is what we refer to as a question, not a statement. Question mark is saying, is this the worst filing? Oh, Lord. Oh, I hear somebody popped in. And what's up? Hey, your mic's not on.
God.
Oh,
Is it not on? Okay, wait. I just have to tell you, I was way behind. I just got to the part where someone wrote you about being a police officer, and I think I lost my mind for a minute.
Oh my God, the whole thing. The
breakdown. An officer.
Oh yeah, did you catch the part? They're telling me that I'm going to get something in the mail, MALE.
Yes. Listen, Paint Chips had to have written that because of all the things he dreams about, it's definitely police or officers.
Yeah, it's love. It's love coordinated, you know. Directly to a bung near you. You're like, no.
I cannot take it. Oh, that's the funniest thing I've heard in a long time.
You have a weird thing, by the way, on your remote. Are you did you get where
I'm
you're
remote.
going? Yeah.
Yes.
So you got a thing every couple of moments. It goes. So you're when you talk. Just I'm noting this because.
Okay. Well, I'm out of here. I just came in to laugh about that.
Okay. Well,
Oh
hey,
my Lord.
when you go to live stream, you're going to live stream regular still, right? You said. Yeah.
On Monday, I still don't know. I'm gonna have to call you later.
Okay. All right. Let me know. Okay.
Okay.
Have fun. See ya.
Bye.
It's funny when people pop in just to tell you the police officers are coming. Oh my God. Oh Lord. That is funny stuff. All right. So again, as I was saying, Megan Fox didn't call it the worst filing ever. She asked if it was the worst filing. That I use question marks a lot too. You'll notice. I know they're a mystery meal for some of these people. They don't understand how those work. But as part of coverage, unless I am directly making a statement, all of my coverage is asking questions. Like again, these people, they can respond to anything that comes up. They have the ability, they have the platform, you know. But from the low lights, oh, he was probably like, I cooked with that one. I really cooked with that one. He was probably high-fiving his buddy Paint Chips. Oh, I saw Mr. Coop struggle to understand a court order while making fun of man's skin. Shizzy fell in love with the word inappropriate, though I don't think it means what he thinks it means. Oh, what an idiot. What an idiot. Tug, Megan, Hales, and his girlfriend all reminisced about that time that Bruce Manskin asked to appear remotely, but was denied. Yeah, that's actually not what happened. What happened was Bruce said that he was afraid he was going to be arrested if he came to a show cause hearing where he was supposed to drag his ass in front of somebody. It wasn't a simple, oh man, I need to get in there remotely, but I can't. No, he was supposed to appear because the judge was pissed off at him. He was pissed off at everybody. Look at this minimization. It kills me. Again, his little PR team out here trying to, this has been their job. It's been their job. You can tell, you know, anytime if they've ever been in mail or anything else, he's always trying to direct them towards me. It's funny. It's like, oh, they're denying. If you watch any, or God forbid, all of their lame content. This is what passes as an article for these low lives. It's unlikely you understand why the affidavit was filed or why it may affect the case. Oh, that's what I intend to do. What? Understand? Oh my God, this is going to be great. This is from the guy who can't understand how protective order actually works for a male. He thinks because the Violence Against Women Act is noted in protective orders that somehow it's men misusing them. He said he was going to do an investigative report about that too. I'm still waiting on that one. I guess we made fun of that one so much it didn't happen. The whole thing started when Jeremy Hales, mad at Bolitho, recommended to dismiss his Fed 2 case with prejudice, filed a motion to recuse Bolitho from both cases where he was presiding. Do you realize, by the way, I guess they don't remember that Bruce tried to get him removed too. Randy agreed with Bruce. If they were doing their job correctly in that, talking about what happened, they would remember that. Judge Hinkle denied recusal, but in Fed 1, Bolitho handled the recusal denial. Hales was hopping mad. Then in April 2025, only his attorney, Shockett, was sanctioned for $4K. Even though in anticipation of the hearing, Bolitho told both lawyers. Yeah, he also told them they had to show up. About a year later, look at how this just skips. Look at how terrible this so-called reporting is. About a year later, Manskin is still not sanctioned, a source of great consternation for the Hales crew. What a moron. In Bolitho's denial of the recusal motion, he stated, the court would note that it is already made clear that the misconduct of defendant's former counsel, Manskin, would be addressed. It has not been addressed yet because this case is and has been stayed. The court, now watch them cry about this, generally do not issue substantive orders directing people to do things in cases that are stayed. Bolitho also noted it provides no basis for disqualification. However, Shockett has room to complain. If Bolitho is still planning on sanctioning Manskin, his management of the docket is atrocious. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. I thought you just said that Bolitho, though, has been amazing. You know, if he's not managing his docket, if he's fucking all that stuff up. So if he was going to sanction Bruce and do something about it, you mean to tell me that Randy would be right in the way that this came across? Funny, isn't it? But that's not what they want. They're like, it's been a year. Manskin should just get to walk away. So dumb. Manskin has been off this case for a year. Yeah, he's been officially removed from it. But as you know from other cases, he hasn't stayed away. He has not stayed away. In fact, you just noted that he filed something in this case. And he used his ex freaking clients as puppets to do it. Good coverage there. Love that. Whoopsie. While it is stayed due to bankruptcy now, there's approximately 3 months for Bolitho to issue sanctions. Huh. So you're saying he's doing a terrible job and should be removed. I got you. Let's go. Wait. Oh, you're not right. If he were to do it when the case ends, he would be doing it for a lawyer off the case for approximately 2 years. That's something the Senate should take of if a president is dumb enough to nominate Bolitho to a full district judge. Huh. So you're, again, look at that. They're actually agreeing that Bolitho shouldn't be on the case. That's weird. See, they've gotten to this weird place where if he agrees that with Manskin, if he agrees with the clowns over in the anti-Hales, that what they have to do in doing that is agree that the stuff that came up with paint chips, everything that was said, all the stuff he complained about, that's all good to go. That's gravy, baby. But if he complains about it, well, it creates its own little kerfuffle, you know? Whoopsie. So kind of stuck there, right? Bolitho's words hovering over the case. Manskin filed his affidavit. He filed it again. There's a third time they mentioned it. In his defense against possible sanctions. So now, look, it's actually a defense for Bruce. That's interesting. So it's not Cook worried about getting fines himself, because that's the way that it's funny that the people that damage control for Bruce and their folks over there are even admitting that he filed this. And he filed it because he's afraid of sanctions, not because, again, that the sanctions, when they're coming in, they're actually worried about them hitting Bruce. I kind of love that. I kind of think that's amazing. With Bolitho's words hovering over it, he filed that, though. Bolitho did not specify what conduct could face sanctions, rather. So he cast a wide net. Yeah, he started trying to litigate the case, you mean? The most likely culprit was a set of emails. Give me a second. Let me make sure there's nothing that is... Just give me 1 second. I'm just trying to make sure in this that I'm not going to run across a comment that has an entire email in it or something, because these dipshits don't know how to redact things. Give me 1 minute. This is so funny, though. Look at how they're trying. So they're like, it's actually got to do with the emails. No, do with the 2 items that Bolitho brought up. Damn it, this thing is freaking locking up for me. Give me a second. Let me make sure my sound's coming through correctly. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, I'm working on StreamYards is locked up for a second. It'll come back in a minute, but I can't. I'm going to keep. Give me a second. I can read this to you while we're going over it. It'll come back in a minute, though. God, that annoys me. StreamYards annoys me to no end with this stuff. Wait a second. I think it's coming back now. Well, maybe. All right. Yeah, there he goes. Actually, you know what it is? You know what's doing it? It's StreamYards coupling with McAfee. I hate McAfee. Excuse my language. That annoys me. It's a McAfee. I installed McAfee. It came with the computer, right? So I uninstall it. And it's still even uninstalled. It's like, oh, you know what? You should put it back in. I'm like, wait a minute. I uninstalled you piece of crap. Go away. Worse than any virus out there. My God. Ugh. You don't need that stuff, by the way. Go get you. There's plenty of freeware that can take care of your problems. Get malware. Get malware bites. You can pick that up for free. It will actually handle quite a few problems. I know this is random, but I'm noting that too while I'm going through. But for some reason, it doesn't like the StreamYard stuff. It interferes with it sometimes. Very strange. All right, here, let's continue. So the set of emails which triggered Bolitho's unprofessional and unhinged response. Wait, so Bolitho is unhinged? Again, it's funny. Like I said, in their damage control, their statement, if a judge is unhinged, a judge is unprofessional, doesn't that mean they should be removed? Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't that be an agreement that they need to be off the case? It's funny how they're accidentally, again, and they tried to do this. Bruce did. So you can't, when they're whining about Randy's filing, trying to take him off of the cases. Bruce wanted him off the cases. So you don't get it both ways. Is he the greatest thing since sliced bread, or is he unprofessional and unhinged, as they're saying? Isn't that weird? So this isn't a long article, by the way. Back in the winter of 2025, Shockett filed a motion to withdraw Manskin's Pro Hoc Vitae status, claiming that Manskin sent him 5 mean emails. Actually, I don't believe that's mean. I believe we call those unprofessional. Now, I get that folks like this moron wouldn't understand the idea, So, 2 reasons, really. One of them is being teamed up with an ex officer of the court that, well, we know how that went, right? We know how that went. So, yeah, professionalism. The Pro Hoc Vitae status allowed Manskin to represent John Cook and Preston in this case. Is that how it worked? Oh, finally, one thing that's right in this article. Shockett filed it without conferring. Actually, you should look over the rules on how that stuff works too. Thereby ambushing Manskin, and Bolitho filed an order to show cause before Manskin could respond, and even ordered Manskin, who lives in the Northeast, to fly to Florida for a hearing to be yelled at. Huh. So the hearing was only to be yelled at. That's interesting. So, Manskin subsequently attempted to explain the emails, and he did so in this. Look at this, trying to damage control why he didn't show up. He there were fundraisers for travel, by the way. Yeah. We all remember that. It's one of those strange little chapters of something that I'm curious about what happened. But that's neither here nor there, right? But he tried to explain it. I'm going to explain it over. Oh, man. Manskin later filed a response submitting 35 emails. Yeah. Did you forget the 6 other filings that he barraged the court with right before that, which basically got anything that he did kicked out. Shockett was sanctioned $4,000 for 2 frivolous filings. He was not sanctioned for any of the emails, which Bolitho later called 2 sides of the same coin. Sanctioning Manskin now for emails. It's not sanctioning for emails. It's sanctioning. He was supposed to come in and he was supposed to explain. It's called a show cause hearing. Why certain things transpire. He didn't. He refused to. He had a chance to tell his side of things. He didn't. He said, can't do it because my family. Can't do it because my jail. Can't do it for all this. But yeah, so he tells the court, screw you. But it would be bad if the judge did anything. Actually, you know what? The judge, if he does nothing in that case, that would actually give Hales and Shockett a very, very good springboard. Even if he does the same thing that he did with Shockett, I believe that is still something that you could look at and say, hey, this right here shows again bias. We are complaining about that because dude didn't even bother to show up in court. If he doesn't eat like well over that, I mean, this time and going on, it's just absurdity. All of it is. I think the judge though is, again, I think it's more gaming than. Hey, girl, I hear you.
Oh, whoa, sorry, I didn't do that.
No, that's okay. What are you doing?
Oh, I was playing the shark game. I actually liked it.
You do? You want to keep playing it, dude?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, we'll take it upstairs. Go.
Oh, I see all that games you have.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Look, I found a couple of the kids' games. Look, there's SpongeBob Racers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the racer game. You want to play it?
Yes, SpongeBob is not that bad.
You want to play the SpongeBob racer game?
Yeah, the shark game was a lot of fun, but every time when I go on land, I have a water thing, and then boom.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can
and
play.
Then I literally almost die every time, and I did die one time in that one.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Try SpongeBob Racer.
Home, cause
there it is. Go have fun. Go have fun. Yeah. Who lives in a
pineapple window?
The sea, SpongeBob SquarePants. Porous and yellow and absorbent as he.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
His nautical nonsense is something you wish.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Now, drop on the floor and flop like a fish.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Mm-hmm. All right, go upstairs.
Why do you always say SpongeBob SquarePants for everything? Where's Patrick?
It drills it in it. Well, I don't know. Maybe you could bring those up the next time they have a hearing about it.
Yeah.
Where
is Mr. Krabs, the money maker?
What intolerable nonsense not bringing them up there.
Yeah.
Terrible. All right. Well, hey, go upstairs, kiddo. Like I said, you got to go to bed soon for real. All right, go have fun. I know y'all can hear the popping thing. I'm looking through. There's some games. They're all out of whack. They've gotten all out of whack. So I've been fixing them while we're talking. That's why I like this sound right here. You've been hearing that? That's me opening cases. I've been trying to check and to get some stuff back into their right places. But the April 3rd hearing about the email, it wasn't a hearing about the emails. Holy shit. This tells you, look, you want to know how these people have never looked into this case at all? They think the hearing was about the emails. The hearing was about, you told them you're going to talk about 2 filings and you're going to talk about some behavior. You can talk about everything, but they were about a show cause for 2 items. Oh my God. They don't even know what the damn hearing was about. This kills me. I can't stand it when people don't even know. You can have a differing opinion, but holy crap, you can be wrong. Shit, I get stuff wrong. I mean, we all do, it happens. But you should at least read the filings, know what's going on. There's an entire docket, but that would take too much work, right? It would take too much work to go through to actually catch up some of it. Plus, I mean, if you talked about it and it seemed, even the tiniest bit impartial, then you would have a real problem. So we end up with garbage coverage. Holy crap. The likely source of sanctions is from missing the hearing where this was addressed. No, actually, he was going to sanction them both. Idiot. That's what was going to happen. I can tell you that because the Judge believed, though, you can look at it after the fact. He was just going to slap them both on the wrist and be like, nah, don't do it anymore. He wasn't going to remove the Pro Hog VJ or anything. He actually wasn't going to do shit about this, dude. It's a sad reality, but I believe that is the reality that we were looking at. Nothing was going to happen. Bruce, he abandoned his clients. He talked them into firing him. On paper, he was fired. They talk about how it was a withdrawal. That's not what it says on paper. It says that they washed their hands of him. No mo. So, not the way it works. However, at the time of the hearing, Bolitho had not released Manskin. And an order is a force of law. Wait. I'm sorry, missed a sentence. In his affidavit, Manskin explained that he had voluntarily withdrawn from the case, making it moot. He didn't withdraw. Again, they fired him. So voluntary withdrawal is a lie. That is absolute lie. Look at them. They're spinning an active case where the lawyer on it, they are trying to make it, again, this is an issue too, because if he is claiming that he withdrew, then Bolitho let him walk away. And that's much different than them firing him, therefore. See, if I'm like, I don't want that lawyer here anymore, he's terrible or whatever. Well, that's a much different, when you look at that, it's not coming from the guy who wants to potentially avoid sanctions. You look at that differently from him saying, oh man, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here now, and I believe that's how it was treated. It wasn't treated as a, hey, I'm dipping. But in the aftermath, now I actually like the withdrawal statement. In fact, I think you should go with that anyway, because what it does is it says the guy who stated that he was that he was pro bono doing all of this for blah, 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 that actually he abandoned his clients. That's how I would take it. However, at the time of the hearing, Bolitho had not released Manskin, and an order is the force of law. Bolitho has a good reason to sanction him for that. However, a good judge would have issued the sanction immediately after. He would have put his ass in jail, is what a good judge would have done. Look, they're saying too, look, Bolitho, again, they're spin doctors here. They tell you yet again, he is not a good judge. They yet again state that. Like I said, they will defend Bolitho and some of the terrible fucking nonsense as long as it works for them. But they will also talk about how he was terrible. He's a corrupt judge. They'll state these things, and yet they will also be like, well, he's the greatest. It just depends on what they're kissing his butt for that day. It astounds me when I look at this stuff, I mean, again, which way does it go? Is he a terrible judge? If he is, again, like I said, Bruce wanted him removed. You notice they never want to talk about that Bruce wanted him removed too. If Bolitho is just a sanction, Hales and his crew will crow about winning. They've won nothing. The sanction will be paid to the court, not Hales. Oh my God. It ain't about winning or losing. What it's about is Bruce himself said that he thought he had dodged sanctions, that he had dodged accountability. If this doesn't happen, it's unfair. It's bias. I think that is as clear as you can make it. That is a problem, and a huge one. It will prove nothing except providing an end to an ugly case which has no winners. Uh-huh. An ugly case that has no winners. Huh. How does it have no winners? I'm curious about that. How does this case have no winners? I mean, ultimately, you know, these people too, they could have given, I mean, they've had access to Michelle. They've had access to lawyers and stuff. If they really wanted something to happen, if they really wanted to give good advice, they would have told these people to stop some of the stuff they're doing. But instead, while under protective orders, they told them to do interviews. They told them to do all kinds of stupid stuff. It just blows my mind here, you know, all of this idiocy. Anyway, let's do some super chats here. Tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow, we're going to have a big one. Tomorrow is going to be, again, Tina's got some great stuff. Oh my God. You know, she, when all of this stuff happened, you know, when the stuff with Tina first came up, Tina was, she's like a lot of people in this as well. They're always worried about the little one and potentially causing some type of harm. So they don't talk about everything. They look at it in the moment, and they don't look at it from an overview. You know, over time, you start to think about everything that happened. You know, you start to really see it, and you remember all kinds of crazy stuff. So one of the things she hadn't thought about at first was all the messages that had been sent in, all of the voicemails that had been sent. And she has since started looking at all of that stuff. And when she got into that, oh man, I mean, there's some amazing stuff. And again, I'm talking about messages sent in.
I love this. I was literally SpongeBob. I kept losing because I was not going quick enough.
You know,
I was SpongeBob and Patrick was next to me.
Are you going to go play this for a little bit? Then?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. I figured you'd like that game. All right, we'll go race it. You know? Yep. You should, hey, you know, Sissy has some games too. I think she has like Pet Hospital and a few other games like that too.
Pet Hospital.
Yeah. Well, I've got the case, but I think she has the game
itself.
Yeah, I think she has the game itself. So you could go knock on her door. She has some games up there. Ask her where her Switch case is, because she has a bunch of games in it. And bring it to me if you get the games, okay? Or I can get it later. It's so funny. All right, I'm going to do a redirect tonight to Yellow Flash. Now, again, I haven't redirected enough to... I'm going to say this with a caveat, of course. If you're going to be offended by something, don't get mad about stuff. But if you want to go make fun of some stupid things, go have fun, you know? Go laugh at the stupid. Go have a good time, you know? But he talks about everything from politics, media, social stuff. It's a great place. Like I said, you know, offense. I always put that caveat in because some people, if you get offended by stuff, you know, I understand if you pop into something you have no idea. I can understand that. But remember, offense isn't given, it's taken. So, you know, you can choose not to be, and you can choose to have fun and laugh at people. That's what I like. I like to laugh at stupid people. The stupid people may be on the stage sometimes. They're fun to laugh at too. Anyway, let's do this. Max, thanks for the super chat there. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Carol, thank you. Good evening. Hey, good evening to you. And again, to all you folks out there, happy Easter weekend. Some of you, it's Easter already, so happy Easter to you. I appreciate all of you choosing to be here with us too. And I hope your weekend has been superb. Fallen Hero, thank you for the gifted membership. Also, thank you for being here, man. As always, thank you. I cannot, like I said, I can't say that enough. All you regular folks, especially, everybody that's out there, but you regulars especially that are here every time, man, thank you all. I cannot give you so thank you, Fallen Hero, man. Emmy, thanks for the 5. Yes, thank you for the super chance. If you'd like to give some super chances. Emma, thanks for the 2 there. You get more supers in 5 minutes than they'll do in a week. Like I said, regardless, you know, it's funny because, oh my God, I really kind of hope. I love those emails where I can't tell if it's a dumb person or if it's a funny troll. Either way, it's good, you know. But again, if you look at those emails too and you think that can't be a real person, I tell you, I've ran into some of the real people behind those, and they are very much real people. They are. And it'll blow your mind sometimes, like how foolish and weird some of these folks are. I mean, that the first time I dealt publicly with I couldn't believe they admitted to some of the letters they wrote. They were mad because you know, like I didn't respond to some and I made fun of another. Oh, it was so good. Oh, I love that stuff. But anyway, yeah, it's right, Emma. Thank you. Thank you. The Lonely, what's up? Thanks for the 5. Damn you, daylight savings. I know it. You monster. Daylight savings monster. I wish we could just drop daylight savings. You know, I know there's a debate about whether it's useful or not. How about we just agree that we stay on one time zone and get rid of the annoyance? Because I cannot, you know, I feel benefited the day I wake up and I gain an hour. I'm like, yeah, but there's a time in the year where I really feel like I pay for it. You know, when that hour is taken away, I hate that so much in my life. So I just would rather not, you know, and I realize what it's supposed to be for. Come on. You know, people have alarm clocks. I get it too. It's supposed to adjust more daylight hours. I understand the why. Oh my God. Carol, thanks for the 2. Is that twins? And then twin fleece. Indeed. Suzanne. You can almost hear them typing that chicken skin, right? Suzanne, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you, Suzanne. That is much appreciated, by the way. Thank you. It's good to see you. I was just imagining them typing it on chicken skin parchments. Writer Chick. Hey, what's up, Writer Chick? Hope you're doing great. Thanks for the 2. Here's a super chance. Yeah. LOL, just reading that email. I know. I love them.
This said tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay. All right. Well, go play them.
Oh.
All those other games are not on there. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
They're just where it's loaded into it. So, well, when you see them, you can't play all that other stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
I know.
Okay, I'm just telling you. You know, you have, by the way, hey, you know, you also have, God, where'd it go?
What?
I'm trying to find, well, I'll have to find it in a minute. There's other games. There's Pokemon games, all kinds of games.
I saw a copy one and...
Yeah, well, the Pet Hospital is not here. Sissy has it. She's got a few of these games. See? It's not in there. So
Sissy has some.
Yeah, she's got about 8 or 9 games upstairs.
8 or 9.
Yeah.
8 or 9,
yeah.
not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. I know. And they're games you'll probably like.
Yeah. So. Well, those are the not open sets. These are the Sissy sets, and these are the
No, these are the empty. I don't know. I'm looking for. They could be in the wrong box or whatever. So what I'm doing is if I find one like this.
Why is there one clear?
Well, because some when Sissy was little, she ripped a couple of these up. Yeah. We used to play games together all the time. You know, like you and I play games and stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh, Danny's will. Sissy might have that.
Who knows? Like I said, I'm not sure which one she has. With the Kirby, I think is over that way somewhere. I think I saw it earlier. I think there's a case over there. But anyway, go upstairs. Go. Let me finish this. Okay.
That's on you. There's 2 of them.
Yep. I gotta fit it. I gotta find all the games though, because she got a bunch of them out of whack. You know.
Sissy left them up. I just
I know. Well, she's terrible about that. She's terrible about that. Drives me crazy. She gets them all out of whack.
But I didn't know one always leaving me out.
Well, I know, but she does it still. So, you know, yeah. Anyway, go upstairs. Go. Love you.
I always say, what the?
I know. What the what?
What the what?
What the what?
What the what?
Close the door. Let's share that. What the what? All right. Anyway, Ryder Chick, thanks for the 2. Here's the super chins. Just laughing. Just read that. I know. That's hilarious. Linda, thanks for the 12. I love you too, baby. Close the door. She's so funny today. Linda, she's excited tomorrow. It's she, when she gets excited, you can tell. You can tell when there's something going on because she just goes and goes and goes. You remember being little and like, Easter being not just, obviously Easter has its actual connotation, but as a kid, you would think, ooh, candy and baskets or whatever if you got those. That's what she's thinking, She's like, all right, I'm gonna get hooked up tomorrow. So she's excitable tonight. She's been waiting for that. She's been waiting for it for freaking weeks, talking about because she could see her Easter basket as it's all coming together, and she's been wanting to get into it. I'm like, no, not until it's time, kiddo. So she's been counting the days. She's been very excitable about it, though. I think it's funny watching her. It's nice too. I love watching, I miss being able to be excited. As you get older, like Christmas presents. If you're like for me, in my house, I buy all the Christmas presents. So, it's not as exciting when you're the one buying them, but when you were a kid, it was amazing. It's cool. I like seeing the kids get them, of course, but you know what I mean? As a kid, you're like, oh man. And that's one of the things I do like about with having kids too. As a parent, like getting to watch your kids get excited about stuff. It's nice. You get to relive that. When people talk about nostalgia and reliving like childhood, you can do that by watching your kids. It's fun. Anyway, yeah, for Linda, thanks for the 12. For the shrink after reading that BS, whatever it is. Police orificer. Oh my God. It was amazing. That's what it was. Carol, thank you for the 2. The butter twins. I know when they threw butter in there, I was like, my God, is this a genius troll? Or what is this beauty? Elfie, what's up, Elfie? How are you doing, by the way? Thanks for the 2 there. Add this to the super chance pile. Super chances, baby. Well, thank you, Fire Dad. What's up, Fire Dad? Thanks for the 2 there. Yep, got to get that laughing at that face palm right. I know. Cindy, thanks for the 2 for the super chance pile. Yeah, sins for Easter. I know. Apparently, I got my sins going on. What is up with the capitalization? That's so weird. Travis, thanks for the 5. This is why mentally R-word people shouldn't drink booze or smoke weed. It's crazy though, honestly. So. Like I said, I met some of the people that do this stuff. Okay, I met the guy that wrote quite a bit. Now, I never met the guy who spent, like 3 or 4 years writing out just these insane posts. Like a lot of the stuff they quote about me, it comes from this one crazy freaking little person that was obsessed. And it's amazing to me because he spent years obsessed. And he was just all about, like, he did so much wrong, but he didn't care. He didn't absolutely care. What people have figured out is they can go to certain forums, they'll put up whatever they want, and it doesn't matter if it's truthful or not. It'll stay there for years and people treat it like gospel. But these people, they dedicate their entire lives and they don't smoke or drink. They have nothing in their lives. In fact, oftentimes, like that person who did all that, the little person, it was because I didn't give them enough attention. I didn't listen to them, and they demanded my attention. It's much like 2L with Hales. You look at it, it's all about butthurt. Or when they talk about Travis, it's about butthurt because Travis took away their mod, And after that, they decide to burn someone's life down. It's insane how that goes. And then they turn it into their entire life. It becomes who they are. Like these people, they don't have an identity anymore except being an anti. I mean, that isn't it amazing? They're just anti somebody. That is their whole identity. But yeah, that came out wrong. I like that name, by the way. Here's Super Chancer. Indeed. Maybe I need to start writing like that. They'll understand me better. Carol thinks it looks like a crook job to me. It looks crazy, doesn't it? And William, thanks to the vibe. Being scared and running can be fixed with some Imodium AD. Indeed. Oh my God. Are you scared and running? I'm proud of these folks, though. They do entertain us. I mean, without it, we laugh at all day. Donnie Marie on the go. Thanks for the vibe there. Easter Trump Nunny. I love it. It goes right with it. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate that. Gay Reject, thanks for the two. Wishing everyone a very happy Easter. Yes. In all seriousness, yes, indeed. I hope everybody's, and again, remember, like I know I hammer this point, but if you feel like you don't have somewhere to go and to hang out, we will find a reason to have a live stream. I don't care if we have a point to having a live stream. We will have a live stream. You will have a place to go. You will have a place to hang out as long as I can. You know, there will be every now and then I will be forced to, but even if I do, I will try to, you know, have a live stream late at night or whatever, you know, early in the day. I just, like I said, I think it's important because you people are important to me. You have, you know, and I want you to know, like for Easter or anything, you know, you guys, you really are important to somebody out there, you know. Like a lot of times I know holidays hit people hard, man. I worked in mental health forever and I would see it. And I felt that before too, just to be honest. I've been there myself, you know. I felt that feeling you can get sometimes, that low in the dumps, you know. I understand it. But when you feel like that, like I said, remember your friends too. Oh, so fly. Thanks for fun. I like your name, by the way. I always like that in Avatar. Thanks for fun. This is definitely someone, the booger sugar or troll. Also, the email sounds like some, we get on a scammer payback YouTube. That's funny. Yeah, Pierogi. I used to watch some of the Pierogi stuff. I catch him. I don't get it. It's weird. I don't get Pierogi notified to me that much anymore. I used to. Isn't that weird? Because like all the scammer payback channels, I like watching those, and they are funny. It does remind me of one of those. I can't tell. Again, maybe they are. If they're just a troll, awesome. You know, they're funny, but it's bad. Isn't it bad in the world where you can't tell? Like you honestly have to ask the question: are they a troll? That's the most amazing thing to me about any of this stuff. It's not that people troll, because people are always going to troll. It's that you have to ask the question, are they a troll? It just kind of blows my mind. SF thinks about it. They call it voluntary gift. I still call it fraud. Oh yeah, they're just trying to put labels on it that don't work. Triz thanks for the 5. LMNOP not realizing Hales would take everything from the flea. Have fun as soon as broke ass. Indeed. By the way, she's talked about after all of that stuff is over, she would play them for now. And then she would get even when it's over. I hope the Fats know that too. They said that straight up. That was their plan. They told Tina, it's in writing, and they talked about playing them. And I think it's hilarious because you know the Fats have to wonder, is she playing me? You know, they need to pretend they're united as far as a forward face, because if they don't, well, you look at it again, behind the scenes, they were begging Bruce, begging him to get anything done because she couldn't, her show was dying. Like she was complaining to Bruce, and Bruce, we're talking about when they were openly warring. Bruce was reportedly telling Lynette, hey, you need to give her some stuff so she could show it on her show. You need to give her access because her channel's dying. I mean, you think about how crazy and desperate that is. But that was the reality for the longest time. It was the absolute reality. SF, thanks. Bye. If I ask a friend for $100 for car repairs and they give it to me, then I decide I'd rather go to the casino with my $100. My friend would be pissed. Yeah, indeed. But, you know, it's more like this. It's like saying, hey, oh, SF, I noticed that your roof caved in and you've been asking for money because you have nowhere to live and you're homeless. You know, again, I'm saying this because you're not having this issue, but you know, I noticed you're having all these problems and stuff. Let me help out. And let all these people. So they give, you know, money to me, and then I'm like, psych. And I tell people, you know, there will be accountability. We'll show where everything goes. You just have to ask if you're a donor, and then you get nothing. You're still in, you're like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm like, you know, I thought about helping you, but you haven't gotten a permit for me to help yet. And it's like, wait, what? You know, the reason I need money for a permit. Well, sorry, when we raised this money for everything to help, I actually didn't mean permits. Sorry about that. If you ever get back to me, I'll give you well, maybe about 12% of what we learned. That's fraud, you know? So there's the difference in there. Yeah, if it were just a gift, period, the way they went about it, like that's duplicitous as fuck. And the point they were making there, they said straight up, they told the people that give them money straight up, I don't answer to you. I have, you know, and again, we're not talking about super chat. If you were just talking about, like when you help the channel out here, right? Yes, you're not giving to a specific thing, but it is garbage to try to conflate the two, you know, as fundraiser versus. It's so crazy. Rob, thanks for the 10. You do it the way Travis did it. Set up a GoFundMe. Yes, you're supposed to do that. He's 100% on the fund, buying fence, you show the receipt for that and how it's spent. Yeah, actually, you know, typically you do that when you set up something. You tell people what money goes to, you know, especially when you're asking for the what you do in this stuff too. You think about all the donors that got burned. Those people will never give money again. They'll give money to nobody, usually. Nobody that ever needs help, they'll never help again because they won't trust anybody. That is the saddest statement in all of this. They will never trust another person to help someone out. And it's because of them. And they don't care. And neither do most of the morons that sit over there and pat them on the back. They don't care that all these people got screwed out of money. They don't care that it put people in awkward positions, you know, that they couldn't afford it, but they tried to help people. They don't care. They don't care that, because it really, you know what, the people who backpat that and stuff, you know, the one thing they didn't do, they didn't give money. The majority of them did not. The majority of them are not donors. They are just, you know, assholes out there that just don't care if somebody's life got set on fire. They don't care. And again, if you buy into the narrative that all of this stuff was about a child, then that should incense you. You should be freaking pissed that a kid lived in a shed and nothing happened. Remember, that money was raised. It started with November, December. So mostly in November, though, of 2024. It was supposed to be finished January 2025. It never even started. So when they tell you they delivered on what they didn't deliver shit. You know, and Lynette talks about, I begged them. Remember, that she'll never be able to put that back in the bottle, by the way. All the statements, she was like, I begged them and begged them. I pleaded. I said, please, please. I mean, don't forget all of that. You know, nobody should, especially the donors. Because again, you know, I may disagree even with the, like, I don't like some of the donors. Again, I don't like one specific donor for sure. One that likes to make threats and shit, but he got scammed, you know? Oh, but yeah, you're right, Rob. You're right. Anyway, I got ranting. Andre, thanks for the 14 months there. LP could have claimed homestead if Lisa didn't steal the money to finish the barn dough. Unfortunately, LP is too stupid to do anything. Yeah, I hear her coming.
You know, this game is like Mario Kart. You know what? You know what?
Hey, check what I found.
Look.
It's a SpongeBob game.
Oh my god, for Nintendo Switches?
Yeah. You want to try it?
Yeah. And
oh my god!
Each character in this game has their own weapon. And I'm
Do you want to play that, or do you want to play this?
That.
Okay, well, hand it to me.
Yeah, but this one has, each character has their different weapon.
Okay, well, that sounds very cool. It does. Here, I'll put this in, though. Okay.
I'm going to have to get out of that game. Because it's...
There you go. Play it. Now, look, when it asks this, look, you put it on the start, okay? So you got to go up to that, okay?
All right.
Yeah.
I put it up.
Yeah, because it has to download. I mean, you can download, but it'll take a while. So you can just push it up and it'll start it, okay? All right, go play. Go have fun. Like I said, when I'm off here, you're going to have to go to bed. So you better go have fun for a minute. It's like, oh my God. She's so excited with that. I showed her the case. And that's why she was like, oh my. Because yeah, she didn't realize. Like, I pulled all these games out. You know, we've had a bunch of. And I found too. There was a guy that I bought a collection of things off of. I actually traded some stuff and bought, and he had a bunch of Switch games, and there were some in there that there were kid games and everything, and I don't think she realized how many games were sitting over here. That's why, well, you can hear me. I've been opening like these games. We probably bought 8 over time, and the rest in this giant trade-off with stuff. And then it's funny, I actually thought about like with Jeremy, I'd love to see some of the random like toys and stuff he picks up. But anyway, let's continue. Don, thanks for the vibe. Lisa insists the money's hers, right? And she showed it on her tax return, right, Michael? Well, indeed. Not just fraud, yeah. Also tax fraud, not filing, IRS tip line. Yeah, I've never, I think it's well beyond. I don't go with the IRS. I would say that. I'm not saying that you're wrong in this. I just never mess with the IRS. I do not like them. Like any of these government institutions, but I hate frauds and scammers like this even more. You know, I'm so mad that it puts me in this conundrum because I'm not very authority friendly. I guess it's the best way. You'll see it come out a lot sometimes. You know, I don't like authority, but this is the times. You know why I don't like authority too? It's because of stuff like this. You know, it's also, I was watching a case the other day, and there was a judge involved in this that was so bad. It tells you how bad judges are, right? So there's this case where a farmer on the Mexico border, he had fired a pew-pew to scare someone off, and he was blamed with offing someone, let's say, right? He was on trial for this. So the police really bungled the investigation on it, and the state, when they were putting on their trial, they kept going and lengthening it, and it had already gone over, I think, a week, 2 weeks over where it had been estimated. So this judge tells the defense in a murder trial that they're going to have to shorten their cross-examination of one of the key police witnesses to 4 minutes, where they can't ask any meaningful questions, which is not just terrible judging. That is absolutely illegal. And it ends up becoming this huge point of contention because this judge, I mean, he does so many crazy things. And I mean, he does his best basically to train wreck this man's life over a case where, again, the police, I mean, you could tell they bungled this case. And this judge does everything in his power to take up for them. It's awful. You can find it online. I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to look it up. I'll post about it later. I'll tell you. A strange little badger. I said strange little badger. And things of the two. Flea has said this because she's going to get audited. She's afraid. You can tell she's afraid that the stuff that is going on with bankruptcy may actually open up her finances. And if it opens up her finances, it's a problem. You know, and again, typically, like if we were just talking about some random BS, I would agree it'd be nobody's business. But, you know, if we're just talking about some random super chats or whatever, it'd be absolutely nobody's business what she's earned or made. But that's not what we're dealing with. What we're dealing with here is a lot of money that wasn't hers. And she's doing everything in her power to convince people that there's no problem there. And you can tell, too, a lot of that opinion is written by AI. She's utilizing AI to try to give her the responses that she wants. And AI will give you the response you want. It will find a way to argue that, you know. When it gives you the answer that you don't like, you can get the answer that you do like. That's the problem with AI. Again, it tries to play especially ChatGPT. Paul, thanks for the 10 there. Cross state, out of country, federal charges, wire fraud, mail fraud, conspiracy to commit fraud, money laundering, false statements, tax evasion, filing false tax returns, plus Florida charges. Yeah, there's a lot of problems there. There are a lot of problems there. Kiwi Crypt Keeper, thanks for the 5. From what I can make out, U.S. tax laws state that donations to an individual are taxable if given in the expectation of something in return. Yes, there are also rules about amounts of money. There's all kinds of items that a person, that's why you use a tax attorney. And also, just to be honest too, if the FATs used an effective tax attorney, which I bet they don't, they could probably write off the majority of their fucking channels. Not the 100K would be a problem there, but you can write off a lot of money. But I'm sure they don't. I'm sure. Andre, thanks for the 2. They should wear shock collars when lying. Indeed. Green Veggie Bees, thanks for 10. I can now explain their marathon live streams. Think about what cults do. Their leader is multiple hour-long sermons. It wears down the week. Indeed. They don't cover anything with a trial. They don't actually talk about documents. They select specific items out of specific documents, and they don't talk about anything else, you know? And they tell the people there never to check out anyone else. Because it's wrong. It's terrible. Gamer Jackie, thanks for the 5. I tell the kids, don't listen when people say video games won't get you anywhere. I met my husband and moved to Scotland because of World War. That's awesome there. That is absolutely awesome. I love video games, you know. I love comic books. I've read, you know, I've sat around. I looked at it this way too. When people tell you you can't do anything with X, Y, or Z, you know what? I have read so many acclaimed books, you know, so many that are supposed to be, you know, world and life changing. And you can take something from that, but you could also take well, what did that do for me? You could take that method. You could do it with anything, you know, and I mean, you take from anything. You learn from anything. And video games, man, if it's done well, gosh, some of the video game stories. Like, I love playing like Silent Hill. Silent Hill is one of the best. Silent Hill 2, the original, is one of the best stories ever told. Because it's not a horror game as much as it's a psychological mystery. Now it's horror because you get into some dark stuff, but you're dealing with a guy who lost his wife, and he's running into manifestations of everything from anger, envy, lust. You know, he's seeing all these things manifest, and it's coming to a conclusion where he's buried a dark secret. It's happened. It's amazing. If something's done well, oh yeah, I love them. That's great to hear, though. I love that. Puzzler, thanks for the 15 months there. The Fats need to keep the money to hire their own defense lawyers. Either that, or they can do Daryl Brooks' defense strategy. Oh, yeah, the ground. Oh, no. Oh, no, that would be crazy. Also, justice/enforcement systems, corruption and bias pisses me off. Yes, they damage their own reputations while pocketing tax money. There ends up being nothing. I know we see that way too often. People who are hired to help us, they oftentimes help themselves, and that is sad. Puzzler also, thanks for the 2. They should police their own, not cover for them. Indeed. Well, it's sad too. It's crazy when you have like I said, you have an anti-Hales ex-officer who is telling you the police are obligated to nothing. They don't have to help you. It's nuts to see, you know? Also, let's see. Joanne, thank you. Said 20. Thank you for that. Hey, that's awesome. Wishing you and the Tuglets happy Easter. Thank you. Hey, just a little gift towards the Terminator. Get your eyes on, and toward a book for the kiddos on your next dad and daughter day out. Thanks. Much love, Joe in the UK. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And that is awesome of you, by the way. I do appreciate it. And Kitty Pants, thanks, Bob. I think let's see. I think it's a case of say whatever horse shit you want over and over long enough till it becomes the truth. Yeah, they do that, except Volman. He's truly an idiot for both. Yeah. Well, they do. They repeat things until they try to make them gospel. And unfortunately, saying things enough, over and over doesn't make it real. If y'all would do me a favor, by the way, I'm going to ask everybody, if you haven't done this, okay? If you're on Facebook, I'm going to ask there is a local place, and I want to give them some love. They won't have any idea. There's this place, a toy store. Like you can see where I've shared it. It's Bimbas. I think that's how you pronounce them. They are in our tiny little town. We have an actual, drop back in the past toy store, and I love them, and I think that they should get some love out there. So if you're on Facebook, if you would share some of their stuff, that would be amazing. Because like I said, they're a small business in the middle of a tiny town, and I can't believe they're here. The girls love going over there. I love going over there too. The girls love it. They love going over, looking at all the old, toys from the past, seeing things from the 80s, the 90s, even the aughts, and, just seeing what we have. Like the oldest, I've been showing her sectars, they're human insects. They had a comic book back in the day. It was back in the 80s, and it's just amazing what you run across, some things. So anyway, I really like them. And if you have time, it's free to do. Just share a couple of their things, give them some love, But I'm going to end here again. I'm going to redirect you over to Flashcast with the notation, of course, as always. If you're going to be offended by something, don't go. But if you want to go, cut up. It's everything from social, crazy, politics, Hollywood, whatever. You can go and cut up there, and you're allowed to. That's one of the things I love about it. Hey, kiddo, I see you. I see you lingering over there in the shadows.
I am a little shadow.
Yeah, I see you shadow lingering. It's crazy. See all those?
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. Mm-hmm.
And this one is download.
What is it?
Well, for some reason it's downloading.
Oh, it's because you told it to download.
I didn't mean to.
It's okay. It's just downloading it in, but it's going to take a few minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I told you when you click it, you got to push up just to start the game. But it'll be ready in 10 minutes. Okay.
I think the 10
You can't take it out while it's doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
So it has to download. All right. It downloads into the Switch, and then you can play it there. Yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna let everybody go. You want to say bye?
Bye.
See you, folks.